In this video, I'm going to show how you can download files from Wasabi Bucket to your Bubble app. You'll see here I'm in Wasabi and I have a number of files listed in this particular bucket. If I go to my Bubble app, you'll see these files are listed here and I can download them into my browser with just a click of a button. For the purposes of this video, I'm going to assume you've already set up a Wasabi account and that you have files stored in a bucket like we have here. If you haven't gotten that far, I do have another video, which I'm going to link to below, that shows how you can upload files from your Bubble app to Wasabi, but we're just going to focus on the downloading aspect in this video. In order to connect Wasabi to our Bubble app, we're going to need to create a new user here in our console. So I'm going to click on Create User, and I'm going to give this the username demo user 2. The type of access required is programmatic because we're going to need to use API keys in a second, so you're going to want to check this checkbox here. We don't need to assign this user to a group. We do need to attach a policy to the user because this is going to basically define what this specific set of API keys can do. And the policy I'm going to use here is the Amazon S3 full access policy, which is going to be more than enough in terms of downloading files, and it would also allow the user to upload files if that was required as well. I'm going to click on Next, and then I'm going to create that user. So you'll see here an access key has appeared on the screen. And if I was to click on this button here, I'd also be shown a secret key. You're going to want to do this and you're going to want to make a note of these keys because you will not be able to retrieve the secret access key again. So I'm not going to show it here, but click on show, make a note of your secret key. Once you've done that, go back to the Bubble app where you're going to be downloading the files from Wasabi. And we're going to be using a plugin to connect our Bubble app to Wasabi. And the plugin we're using in this video here is a CT file uploader Wasabi plugin. You can install this by going to the Add Plugins button and then searching for CT file uploader. Now, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's going to be fields here where you can input your access key and your secret key. It's going to be the same for dev and for live. I'm not going to show them here for security reasons, but once you have those keys, scroll down and add them to the various fields there. Okay, once we've installed the plugin and we've added our keys, we're going to be able to use this to download files from Wasabi. And just to show you what I've set up here in my Bubble application, I've set up a repeating group. And because I've installed the CT file uploader plugin, you'll see here we set the type of content on this repeating group to retrieve file CT file. You will need to do this because that's the file type that's coming back from Wasabi when you're using the CT file uploader plugin. And you can see here in the repeating group itself, I'm getting the file name, again, that retrieve file, CT file data type, the size of the file in kilobytes as well, just to give a sense of how big the file is. Now, you'll see here, if I load my page, nothing is actually going to show up initially. But what I can do is I can use actions that come with the plugins to display data in this repeating group. So what I'm going to do in my workflow tab is I'm going to create a new workflow. And I'm going to run it when the page is loaded. And what I'm going to do is under plugins here, I'm going to use the retrieve files from Wasabi action. The type of added files, this is really important. You need to scroll down here and set this to be equal to retrieve file CT file again. The region in here is going to be equal to the region that your Wasabi bucket is based in. So let's go to one of the buckets I've set up here. Let's go for this one in the EU. And you can see the region here is EU Central 2. So I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to paste it in there. The bucket name is simply this up here. You will name your bucket when you're creating it initially. The path field can be used to define which folder in your Wasabi bucket you want to download files from. I'm going to come back to that, but for now we're just going to focus on downloading these files that are in the root directory of our Wasabi bucket. So I'm going to leave that path field blank for now. So that's retrieving the files from Wasabi. We now want to display them in our repeating group. So what we're going to do is we're going to add another action here. We're going to just type in display to get display list in a repeating group. There's only one repeating group on our page, so we're going to leave it like that. The data source is going to be the result of step 1. And you can see it automatically evaluates to Wasabi file, which is a list of retrieve file CT files. Okay, let's refresh our Bubble app. And you can see our files here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which correspond to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in our Wasabi bucket. Just a little bonus tip that I want to let you know about is it took a second there to show the files. So what you can do from like a UI UX perspective is I have this group here called group loading RG. And what you can do is you can show this by visible on page load, and then use a conditional statement here so that when the number of retrieved files in the repeating group is greater than 0, you can hide it. So this time if we refresh our bubble app, you see we have our loading data from Wasabi, and then once the data is loaded, we get everything here. Okay, so now we're displaying the various files that are in our Wasabi bucket, but we actually want to download them, and we can't do that at the moment. But what we can do is we can add a workflow to this download icon button here to download our files. So back in my editor, I'm going to click on that icon. I'm going to add a workflow, and there's going to be 2 steps involved in downloading files from Wasabi. The first one is going to be under plugins. You'll see here we have this action, get pre-signed URL download. And what this effectively does is it creates a temporary URL, which is going to be valid as long as this expiration field is set. So you can see by default, it's set to 120 seconds. We'd actually set it to something like even 10 seconds. We're creating that pre-signed URL. We're then downloading it using another action, which we're going to come on to in a second. But importantly, this action is run server side, so it just protects your Wasabi API keys and means that you have a secure way of downloading your files. Going to fill out these fields here, quite similar to the fields we filled out on the retrieve files on the page load action. The region, once again, is going to be equal to EU Central 2 in our case. This may be different depending on where you've added your Wasabi buckets. Bucket name, this one here. Path, again, we're going to leave blank for now. And then file name is a bit different, but this is really simple. We just want to reference the name of the file we're downloading, and it must match the name that is used in Wasabi. So you can see here, if we wanted to download the demo audio file, we would need to call it exactly that. Fortunately, it's actually really simple to do that. All we need to do is simply say parent groups retrieve file name. That way it's getting the exact file name. So let's refresh our application. Data loading. Let's click on the Excel file. Okay, so you can see something happened there, but we're not actually getting our file downloaded. And the reason is we need to use another action after this. Once we create the pre-signed URL, we actually need to use it. So what we're going to do under plugins is we're going to use this CT file uploader download file action. And for the pre-signed URL field here, we're simply going to do the result of step 1. And you can see it's automatically evaluating to its pre-signed URL. The file name, it's actually a really useful opportunity to rename the file on download if that's something you want to do. But in our case, we're simply going to use parent groups retrieve file name. So let's refresh our application. Let's download our demo PDF file this time. And you can see it's here in our browser. And it's a really badly formatted PDF that I created as an example. And you can see the same thing happens if we download our demo audio file. Can open that up. And we're getting that there. So that's how you download files from Wasabi Bucket and from the root directory especially. I do briefly want to show how you can download files from a specific folder. So, we've only 2 files in this folder here. And if we just got this path name here, and we use this on the page load, and if we paste it in here to the path field, and really importantly, we need to add the / at the end of it. You can see in the documentation there that you need to provide it in that kind of format. So if we refresh our application this time, we should only see, I think, 2 files instead of the 6. Yeah, and again, we can download these if we want to. So that's how you download from a specific folder within your Wasabi bucket. So hope that's been useful. I will say the CT file uploader plugin comes with a ton of useful documentation and a pretty comprehensive demo app, which you can see here. It shows you how to even upload files, retrieve files on the page load, have a bunch of different kind of layout options. So well worth checking out if you're looking to integrate Wasabi with your bubble app. But if you have any questions, feel free to let us know in the comments below.